Good morning and welcome back to the channel, guys. Today it is kind of gross out. It's supposed to rain today too, so we got the mini truck in here and we've noticed that it's got an oil leak between the transmission and the engine. So a little in further investigation, we just drove it around the block a few times, see if it would leak, and sure enough it did. Just wiped it. It's like a nice honey color, and gave her a smell, and ooh, doesn't smell like engine oil. It smells like gear oil. So we're pretty sure it's the input shaft seal on the tranny that's leaking. And for these DA65Ts, it's they're not as easy to find parts. So they make the DA63T, which is definitely more available and stuff. From what I know, like they're not a cab over. Like this one's a cab over truck. The other one is not. Like the tires are more forward, and then they have a longer box kind of deal. So, and the motor placement is different on those ones. So I think, like, yeah, they might not have the same trannies. I don't know. Like, it would seem weird if they would put a different tranny in it, but I've done, like, lots of looking, and it's super hard to find, like, anything for these 65Ts. It makes it way harder. Like, even trying to find an air filter for it, super tough. But I have found it. And I haven't ordered yet because I wanted to make sure that I could get this seal. Because if I can't get this seal, that's no good. This truck's no good to me. We need it to be reliable and stuff because we're going to have it for some hopefully good adventures. And we don't want anything happening like that. That's not good. So today we are going to rip the tranny out. I'll kind of do like a step-by-step as I go. It looks super simple to get this guy out. Shouldn't be hard at all. But yeah, we'll put you down. You guys can watch and hopefully do some learning. So I'm going to do some learning on the way. See what we actually really have to do here. It's pretty basic, like any other vehicle. You have to disconnect your drive line and then some sensors, and then yeah, and then it should be like your main bolts for the tranny, and then she's out. So where I'm going to start is we're going to loosen all the drive shaft bolts, pull the drive shaft out, and then we'll go to the front drive shaft, do the same thing. There's 4 bolts that hold that on. They look like they're roughly 12 or maybe 13 mils. Then once we got the shafts out of the way, we'll go ahead and release all the sensors. Looks like there's 2 on the tail end of it. Then it comes around where the starter is. We're going to disconnect our battery, get all the loom and stuff off of the tranny, and then we got a shift cable for the T case. I'm believing. So this is going to come off. Make sure we mark like where it's set, because it looks like it's set in a certain position. So we'll measure how much is out that way and stuff, because we'll have to remove this from there. Once those are off, we'll do oh, actually that must be like the high-low function or something. That one or this one is, I don't know. One of these is for the tranny, and then one is for the T case. Either way, we're just taking this off. So this has got to come off. We'll just take the cables off. They look like they're like pinned kind of deal, and these are just some kind of like little push clip thing, so you probably just have to press down on the tabs. It'll release that. Once all that stuff's off, oh, looks like we got one more sensor right here, and then once all that stuff's off, we might take our starter out too, just make it easier. That pretty much eliminates everything on the tranny, and then we just gotta either take this bolt out, or maybe I'm going to take these 3 out. I haven't decided yet. Or maybe I'll just take this whole piece out, and then it gives me extra room. And then it's your main bolts here. So there's one there, one here. There's probably maybe one or two down there. Same thing on this side. We got one right here. There's actually one from the back side. I can feel the threads. So there's back here, there's one. And then the tranny should come out. Yeah, let's get cracking at it. Okay, now you want to undo your battery because we're going to start undoing connectors and stuff, and it's just best to have no power going to stuff even though the truck's off. Just procedure. That one wasn't even tight. There's a 12 mil to take these out, so you just get someone to help you with a bar. And then they come out pretty easy. Try and remember how hard it is to get them undone, because that's how tight you're going to do them. It wouldn't be a bad idea to put a little bit of Loctite on these, because then they're not going to come undone. So you want to mark your drive shaft to your pinion. Just give this a little whack. Loosen it up. There we go. And this will just come off. We're going to put something underneath of it just in case some oil comes out. Out. And then you can kind of check your U-joints, make sure they're good. These ones feel like they're all right. Now we're going to do the same to the front. Same thing, your shaft is going to want to move. So put another bar in there, and then you're able to jam it up. Oh! That one was tight. There we go. And that one's off. And now we're going to undo all those sensors and take the wiring off. You guys can see at the bottom of that, there's a cotter pin that's got to come out, and then you can take that out. Okay, now that you got the cotter pin out, you can pull that out. And then now we just got to figure out how these come out. On this one here, there is a tab right there. I don't know if it's focusing in. On each side, you press those in, and then you can pull this up. These tabs are kind of different. It's like a weird square retainer for these. There's one on this one, and there's one down there. We're gonna take the starter out. We got those cables off. Yeah, basically once the starter's out, there's nothing else connected to the tranny. We can support it with our jack over there, and yeah, take the tranny mount out, and then take the bolts out. And then she's lower her down and see what's going on in there. Okay guys, we got the tranny out. It wasn't too bad to get it out. There's a few bolts and nuts that are a little tricky, but it's nothing that's hard. So it's actually much worse than I thought. When I was cleaning the, when I took the box off and stuff, there's tons of this field grass on top of the fuel tank, and I guess they are just bombing this thing through the fields, because I'm pretty sure this is what took out the seal on this. We're gonna see if I can hold this and pull this out at the same time, because this is crazy. Come off, I think. Come on. Try and get some of this grass out. Don't need that in there. Okay. Just gotta make sure I'm taking this off the right way. Don't want to mess it up. Most vehicles it just pops off, so I'm really hoping it just pops off with this too. But there's also this little tab, so that might have something to do with it too. I'm gonna try and get that tab off before I bend too much stuff, and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so it only took me literally a second, but that's why you stop when you're not sure, because if I would have just kept on prying, I probably would have messed it up. But right here, there's this little tab, and all I did was pull it up out of its groove and then push it out, and then I'm pretty sure this is just gonna come out. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Yeah. How is it leaking? I don't get it. Maybe the case splits there? That has to be resealed? I'm not sure. Stay tuned.